Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is in your world, in your life right now. Um, I don't know if this is working well. Okay, I think so. I think so. I can hear myself. And okay, I'm using a new software. Well, it's not new. It's new to me. That like the real streaming people be using, because I wanted y'all to be able to see my slideshow and see me at the same time. So I guess I'm growing up. I've been gone for a few weeks because let's just be honest. Sometimes I forget that it's Monday. Sometimes I wake up on Tuesday and I'm like, oh my goodness, today is Tuesday. I missed going live yesterday, which was Monday. And other times I just feel like coming on here. But we are back, and I guess I'm back and being a big boy. Not only am I on here, just on here, because that in and of itself is like an accomplishment. Let's just be honest. But I'm on here with a PowerPoint that I just threw together at the last minute. My goal was to come on here at like 8 o'clock, and I thought about this PowerPoint at like 7, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea to get all of my thoughts and put them on a PowerPoint. And that's why we're here at the 8 o'clock hour, almost 9 o'clock hour, but I won't prolong the time. I don't know how this is gonna go. Hello to everybody who is already here. I hope you stick around with me to the end because we are talking about the importance of creating SMART goals. Now, I've been saying for a good little minute that I wanted to talk about this, and I'm just now getting around to it just because. But here we are. And listen, when I was doing this PowerPoint, not to brag on myself, because I am not one to brag on myself, but my God, today I was like, man, this is good. Y'all know I'd be like, man, you giving this away for free? I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. I've been gone a little while. So we're talking about the importance of SMART goals. I am going to try to get through the whole thing. I kind of feel like there's going to be a part two, even outside of all of this, but we're going to see when we get there, one step at a time, one day at a time. So I guess this is almost like not even a live. This is really kind of like a course that you just signed up for and you didn't realize it. So welcome to my class. Class is in session. Sit down and shut up. I'm just kidding. Okay, so in this session, in this live, we're going to cover 5 key things, okay? Number one, we're going to talk about what are SMART goals. Number two, we're going to talk about why SMART goals are important. Number three, how SMART goals can help you stay focused and motivated. Number four, real life examples of successful SMART goals. Number five, tips for creating your own SMART goals in 2025. What better time to talk about this than today, the day before New Year's Eve? I know a lot of people go into the new year talking about their resolutions, talking about their goals, talking about what they're going to do. And let's just be honest. I wish we were like in an actual room so I could say show of hands of how many people have created goals that you have just failed on. You just created goals that you either A, forgot, or B, about 2 weeks in, you were like, you know what? Never mind. Not for me, not my ministry, not my calling. I'm not going to do it, and you don't see success in those goals. Well, it is high time, okay? High time that we start to see success in our life. It is high time that we go into a new year ready and we keep the fire burning until the next new year comes in. It is high time that we see goodness. I had to calm myself down because I felt like I was going to start preaching, okay? That's not why we're here. So, number one, what are SMART goals? Before we get started, this is a good live. If you've never in your life listened to something that I said, listen to me when I say this is a good live to get your notepad, get your notebook, get an ink pen. This is going to be more than one sheet of paper that you need. Don't just tear out a sheet of paper. You're going to need a notebook. I wish I knew for a fact that I was going live. I would have told you guys to go out and get a brand new notebook and name it 2025 goals, SMART 2025 goals. I just didn't know for a fact that I was going to be on here. But if you've never listened to me again, I would say today is the day you need a good notebook and a good writing pen or any kind of note taking device. What are SMART goals? So SMART is an acronym, of course. SBSA. Of course, because we see the dots there, it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So SMART goals are a framework for setting clear, actionable goals that increase your chances of success. We're going to start with the first one, S. We all know I talk fast. I don't know how not to. Um, I can just say I saw a setting on here and it says something about allow rewinds. So you guys should be able to rewind. If not, the whole live will be saved on here and I'm going to put it over there on my YouTube channel, I guess Thursday. So number one in SMART goals is specific. A specific goal is one that clear and well defined. The more detailed the goal, the easier it is to focus and achieve. So here are some key questions that you have to ask yourself when you're making specific goals. What we're going to do today is we're going to figure out how to put all 5 of these into each goal. So, but we're hitting them one by one. So the 5 things that you're going to ask yourself as it pertains to making a specific goal is 1, what exactly can I do to accomplish? What am I talking about? What exactly do I want to accomplish? 2, why is this goal important? 3, who is involved? 4, where will it take place? And 5, what resources or limitations are involved? Now at the bottom you'll see, and I have to remember to keep checking over here to make sure that my picture is not in the way as it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's, as you can see at the bottom, there is an example. So an example of a poor goal is I want to grow my social media following, which is something that I hear a lot. I want to grow on social media. I want to other examples that I'll just throw out is I want to sell more products. I want to have a bigger audience in my email list. I want to go and travel more places. I want to vacation more. I want to relax more. That's not specific. So back to I want to grow my social media following. A more specific goal is I want to increase my YouTube, because at first it said social media and I was like no, because we have to be more specific. Social media can be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. What do you want to do? I want to increase my YouTube subscribers by 20% in 6 months. That is a specific goal. Okay, now we're going to go to measurable. A measurable goal includes criteria that allows you to track progress and know when the goal is complete. The thing is, if you don't have a measuring rod for your goal, you don't know if you're doing good or not. So if you say, I want to, an example that I just recently was dealing with is somebody was saying that they wanted to have a TikTok shop. I want to start a TikTok shop. I want to get on TikTok shop. I want to do TikTok shop. And that's all they were saying. But the thing is, they got to the point where they were like, why don't I have a TikTok shop yet? Well, you don't have a TikTok shop because you didn't identify a measuring rod or a tracking process for when this TikTok shop would be in effect. So the key questions that you're going to ask yourself is, how will I measure this success? And what metrics will indicate that I'm on the right track? If we just throw out something that we want to do and we don't give it a deadline, you can just be going on and on and on and on for the rest of your life. The thing is, if I say I want to lose 5 pounds, if I lose 5 pounds when I'm 65, I've met that goal. But do I want to wait till I'm 65 to lose 5 pounds? No. So that's why I have to have a deadline so that I'll know either I'm doing right or I'm doing wrong. Either I'm doing good or I'm doing bad. That is why we need a measurer. So the example, I want to make more money. Everybody says that. I want to make more money. Next year, 2025, I want to make more money. But we need to measure that. So a better goal is I want to increase my revenue by 15% over the next quarter. You see how specific that is? You see how detailed that is, as far as you can tell over the next quarter, it's the next 3 months. So after the end of month 1, you can measure it. Am I on the right track? Yes or no? In a month 2, do I see myself? I got 1 month to go. Am I on the right track? If not, I need to try something different because the goal is still there. I have another month before I reach it. It needs to be measurable. It needs to be achievable. An achievable goal is one that is realistic and attainable given the resources, time, and knowledge available. Here's the thing. I am one who believe in dreaming big, but you can't dream so big that your goal is not achievable. Two key questions. Can this goal be accomplished in the given time frame? Because we just got done talking about your measurements, so you have a time frame now. So can the goal be done in that time frame? And what steps can I take to ensure success? Okay, here's the example. I want to open 100 new locations. Hey, Rita, I'm going to use you for an example. Rita just opened up a restaurant called Good Food here in Greenville, Mississippi. The thing is, if Rita decided, hey, I want to go out and I want to make this into a franchise, or I want to just open up, because a franchise means that she won't own. She'll own it overall, but she won't directly own because other people have bought the rights. So she could say that, or she could just say, I want to open up my own. Still that I own, still that the family owns, but I want to open up my own oh, I can't think of an example. I was about to say Chick-fil-A. Kind of like Chick-fil-A because you never really own a Chick-fil-A versus a Subway because the Subway is a franchise. So kind of like Chick-fil-A. So the thing is, if she said, I want to open 100 new good food locations. Now, I'm not saying that's not achievable. But something that's a little more achievable would be I want to open 3 new locations in the next year, focusing on building a strong foundation. So you see how that goes from just thinking big to saying not only do I want to have something big, but I want it to have a strong foundation. I don't want to just have something that's just out there just to say that I have it. What good is it to have something just to say that I have it if what I say that I have isn't good? So that is what I mean by having an achievable goal. Okay. Relevant goals are they align with your overall mission, values, and long-term objectives. Relevant goals should be something that matter to you. So we are talking about business. This is the Visionary Leaders Collective. I had a brain fog there. Visionary Leaders Collective. So this group is primarily for current and aspiring business owners and nonprofit leaders. So that means you should be in business or in nonprofits in some area. This is primarily who I'm talking to. But even in your regular life, this live is still relevant regardless. But I just wanted to say this group is for business owners. So as it pertains to a business and a nonprofit, you should have a mission, you should have a vision, and you should have core values. If nothing else, you should have a mission statement, you should have a vision statement, and you should have core values. I'm sure I've done a live on it somewhere in this group. So if you have a goal, it should align with your mission, the vision, and the core values of your business and of your nonprofit. So if my nonprofit, which is Excel Community Development, focuses on education, healthcare, housing, and the workforce, there is no way that I'm going to open up a beer company. Because why do I need a beer company? Where does that fall into alignment with education, healthcare, housing, and the workforce? As a matter of fact, beer is the opposite of good health. So that's not something that I would do. If I desire, which I have no desire to, but if I desire to open up a beer company, I need to open up another business because it just doesn't align with my current business. It will be dumb of me. It will be irrelevant, I should say. That's nicer. It will be irrelevant of me to make that a goal of my nonprofit. So being that you know who you are, who you serve, what the mission and vision is, and what the core values are, your 2 key questions include, is this goal the right fit for my life or business? And does this goal align with my values? So the example that is below it at the bottom, it says, I want to learn how to code. You know, coding on the computer. A better relevant goal is I want to learn how to code to improve my marketing automations process for my nonprofit. So the thing is, when you understand the purpose, you understand the why of the goal, you're not just throwing the goal out there. I want to learn how to code. You're also connecting to that goal the reason why you want to do it as it relates to your nonprofit for this example. When you understand the reason why, that gives you a more of an oomph. It gives you more drive to say, I'm going to do it because I'm trying to reach the end. This is the result. The end result is improving my own marketing and automations process. I'm tired of paying people to do it. Let me just learn how to do it myself through the knowledge of coding. And that'll keep you on track. It'll help you know that it is relevant to your overall mission. and you'll be better as it pertains to focusing on getting that goal done. It has to be time bound. A time bound goal has clear deadlines, a clear deadline or time frame to ensure focus and urgency. Remember, if you don't have a clear deadline or time frame, you can just keep going and going and going and going and never reach that goal. So, the two key questions: when do I want to achieve this goal? And what is the target date for completion? The example at the bottom: I want to write a book. Cute. So many people say it. I've heard it a lot. I want to write a book. Better, that is time bound. I want to write and publish my book in 2 months. That is also relevant because that is your goal. That's it. It is an alignment. I'm sure your book will be in alignment with your core values, with your mission and vision. It is achievable because by God's grace, I've helped several people write books. I've helped several books be completed. In fact, today I just finished my latest one with somebody. We finished it in 6 days. Before, I've done one in 7 days with somebody, and I've also done one in 5 days with somebody. So this is a very achievable goal. It is time bound. It is measurable. You want to do one book. If it were more than one book, it would have said books. And again, it is achievable. So there is your example for that one. Now, let's continue. These are the SMART goals. If you want to take a quick screenshot, I'll give you a quick 5 seconds to do so that you can see your goals. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're going to move on. Why are SMART goals critical or crucial for success? The thing is, you first have to understand what are SMART goals, but now we want to dive into why they're important for reaching success. So whether you're in business, if you're watching this for personal growth or for your nonprofit, using a SMART framework will help you take your aspirations from vague ideas to clear, actionable plans. A lot of the times, that is what we create. We create a lot of vague ideas. Our ideas, they sound good, but really when you ever heard somebody talk and it's like, man, they sound so good. And then when you go home and you have a little time to think about it, you're like, they sound a little, thank you, Monica, I just saw that. They sound a little like that wasn't as smart as they thought that's what a lot of our goals are. A lot of our goals sound good until you stop and really think about it and dive into it mentally, and then you're like, that was kind of not that good of a goal. So we're breaking that today. So why should you have SMART goals for success? They are crucial for success because they give you clarity and focus. So when you set specific goals, you eliminate ambiguity and you gain clarity on exactly what you want to do. SMART goals allow you to focus your efforts on what matters the most and avoid distractions. Because when you have, I'm not going to say the acronym for SMART every time, but when you actually have like a SMART goal, you know what matters. You can literally, because I want you to also write down these goals. I'm going to get into this at the end. But it's important to write down your SMART goals because the thing is, I always use the analogy. I want you to put whatever you with goals. I'll just say, if you have a new thought that you want to do something, put that up right beside your SMART goal. So this is your thought. You just had this thought. These are the SMART goals that you wrote down. When you put them beside each other, if they don't make sense to connect, you don't need to, this needs to close and go away because it don't match this. Hope that made sense. Because you now have clarity and focus on exactly what it is that you're trying to do, exactly what it is that you are trying to accomplish and what you will accomplish. So that means no distraction, anything outside of that. If it doesn't make that thing happen, that goal come to fruition, it is a distraction. You can get rid of it. Without clear goals, you may find yourself overwhelmed with ideas. These are perfect for people who just are creatives and they have so many thoughts and so many ideas running through your mind. Every idea is not a God idea. It might be good, but it might not be a God idea. Every idea is not something to be implemented at that time. If it doesn't match what you're trying to do, So A specific goal, like increase my email list by 25% in 6 months, you will have it is very clear and you know what it takes to get that thing done. You see that what it takes, you see the end result, you can just come up with the actions, and if the actions don't lead to the end result, get rid of it. Number two, track progress. SMART goals are measurable, which allow you to track your progress and make adjustments when and if needed. Being able to see how far you've come helps you stay motivated and on track. The thing is, when you go to a place or to a website and they're asking for money, let's say GoFundMe, and GoFundMe is asking for money, you feel a little bit more encouraged. Let's say that you have the GoFundMe, and I ain't saying that y'all go start no GoFundMe, but let's say that you have one, for example, only. When people give, that line moves across the screen. The closer you get to your goal, the more that line is going to move across the screen. That helps keep you motivated because you're saying, at least I'm getting there. So let's say that you, okay, I was for to make up an example, but I forgot. I put an example on here. So if you have a goal to increase your revenue by 15% in a quarter, you have to keep checking it and you'll see if that is happening. The thing is, you don't want to just have it in your mind. You want to create some kind of chart. You want to create something, some kind of visual where you can see, okay, this week I made this amount. And then this week I made this amount and I got a little bit closer to my goal. And now in a month, I'm a little bit closer here. I'm going to shade it in because I'm getting even closer. The thing is, me and my mom always talk about, we have our hair locked, of course, and we always talk about how we never know how long our hair is until we see a picture of us from back in the day. So if we see a picture from us from months ago, that's when we can look at it and be like, oh wow, my hair has grown, because there's something that we can track the process through the pictures, and that will keep us motivated, like, oh man, this is really working. So if you do that with your goals, you'll be more enlightened and more inspired, more motivated to say, I'm going to keep going. Because the thing is, sometimes it gets hard and you'll start saying, this is not working, this is not doing good. And if you don't have a visual already in place that shows you you've been making some progress, you might become one of the people that say, I'm going to give up, I'm going to quit. Little did you know you are actually on the right track. You just couldn't see it because you weren't tracking your progress. Number whatever this is, motivation and accountability. How many people know that? I don't know how many people know, like we in church. How many people know that one of the biggest issues that people have is a lack of accountability? So a lack of motivation and a lack of accountability on top of each other, you get rid of that with your SMART goals that you're writing down. So setting achievable and time-bound goals are they only motivate you. Whoa. Setting achievable and time bound goals not only motivate you, but also gives you a sense of urgency. A well defined goal with a deadline creates a natural accountability system. Why? Because you don't really need somebody else. You wrote down on paper, I'm going to get this done by September the 1st. And you're going to look at that. You're going to keep saying, man, September the 1st is coming up. Now, you're probably going to start off, if you're anything like me, you're going to be like, I got a lot of time before September the 1st. Until time keeps rolling on and starts moving a little fast on you. And then you're going to be there in June or July, and you're going to say, oh man, I got a lot to do because I have to reach this goal. But because you wrote it down, you can hold yourself accountable because, okay, I wrote it. I'm the type of person, if I write something in pen, it's like I just can't go against it because I wrote it in pen. I can't just erase it. And I don't have any whiteout. I never buy it. So if I write something in pen, I don't care if we are like a day beforehand, I'm going to be up all night trying to get that thing done. Because I'm not going to lie to myself. I respect myself a little too much to lie to myself. That's my accountability to myself. So there's that on that. Then number whatever, I don't know why I keep saying number and I keep forgetting. I don't know what number we're on. Success and growth. Success and growth. So SMART goals ensure that you're not just achieving short-term wins, but setting yourself up for long-term success, right? Short-term goals are nice, but we're also going step by step in reaching our long-term success. Each goal you accomplish builds upon the last, propelling you forward and leading to continuous growth. This is because you're writing these things down that just make sense. They are defined, they are clear, they are concise, and they show you where you're going next. When you get to where you're going next, next becomes now, and now you got to refigure out next. Okay? So then you have to start over with some new goals as to where you're going next. And then when you get to next, next becomes now, and then you gotta go to next. So step by step by step, this is why we do SMART goals. So think about a nonprofit organization that sets a goal to expand its programs by 10%. As they reach that goal, they open the door for even bigger opportunities to grow and serve more people. The more you grow, the more you do, the more people will see that, hey, they're doing something. I always say this with nonprofits. When you start doing little by little by little, little adds up. But the more you do, the more bigger people will say they're doing something. Let me give to them. They're doing something great. Let me serve them. They're doing something great. Let me tell people about them. And you're not even where you're trying to go, but you're growing at a slow, steady pace, reaching different successes for short-term goals, for short-term successes, thus reaching and setting yourself up for long-term greatness. Hope that made sense. Now, why SMART goals are crucial for success? We just went over it. In short, SMART goals provide the clarity, motivation, and structure needed to stay focused and on track. By tracking progress and ensuring your goals are realistic and relevant, you set yourself up for sustained success and growth. Now, we're going to go into real life examples of SMART goals. I think we're doing pretty good on time compared to what I thought. I thought y'all were going to be here all night. And I think that we are moving pretty fast. Maybe a little too fast. I don't know. But hey, here we are. I don't want to be here all night. So, real life examples of SMART goals. So, a personal example. Remember, I already told you what this group is for. If you're here and you want to use this for your personal life, that is perfectly fine. Here is a personal goal example. A sucky goal is I want to get healthier and lose weight. We've all said it. I want to get healthier and lose weight. We've all said, I want to start going to the gym. We want to say that. A SMART goal version of that goal, I want to lose 15 pounds in 3 months by exercising 4 times a week and following a balanced diet. Do you see how you have to think about that? People that just throw stuff out, they're just like, I want to lose weight. I want to do this. I want to do that. They rarely see what they say because they haven't really said anything. So you have to actually sit down and think about these goals and think into them and really define what those goals are. I started to text you, hi there, to text you that I was going to be on live. But I didn't, but the Lord sent you. You know what I'm saying? What to do it? So how is that a SMART goal? It is specific, lose 15 pounds. It is measurable. You can track the weight loss progress, how you can get on the scale every 2 weeks to see if you're going down. At the end of the month, tally your weight loss to see if you're on the way to that 15 pounds within those 3 months. It is achievable because the goal is realistic with the right effort, and you did include the right effort in here. What is the right effort? Exercising 3 times a week and following a balanced diet. It is relevant because it aligns with health and wellness values. I believe everyone has health and wellness values. And number 5, it is time bound because you have a 3-month deadline. A business goal example is I want to grow my business. Doesn't that suck? Like, that's nothing. What do you mean you want to grow your business? A SMART business goal is I want to increase my business revenue by 20% in the next 6 months by launching a new marketing campaign and focusing on a new target audience. Now, we talked about target audience in another live. I really enjoyed that live. I probably should have went on here to see what it was called so I can tell you how to go back and find it so you can understand target market, target audience. But do you see how great, how much more detailed, but how you would have to think about that? You can't just throw that out. You have to give it thought. And because you gave it thought, you will value it more. So why is it a SMART goal? Number 1, because it is specific. Increase revenue by 20%. It is measurable. Revenue can be tracked each month. You can track it every month. And then again, you want to create a visual so that you can actually see the increase. You can see the progress so that it keep you motivated. It's achievable because a marketing campaign and a new target audience are actionable behaviors. You're not just saying something that doesn't have an action connected to it. It is achievable because you've identified what actions you're going to be doing to make this thing come to fruition. It is relevant. Business growth aligns with long term goals. Any business wants to grow. So that's relevant for all businesses. And it is time bound because it has a 6 month deadline. A nonprofit for you nonprofit people whom I love just as much as I love you business people and all you other people, but I love me a good nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? A pathetic nonprofit goal is I want to expand the nonprofits programs. I have been pathetic. I've been saying that that's been like a goal of mine. I want to grow our programs. I want to start more programs. So I got to drink from this cup too. You know what I'm saying? A great SMART goal is I want to expand the nonprofit's educational programs by 10% in the next year by securing 3 new grant opportunities and forming partnerships with local schools. It is specific because it's saying that it wants to expand educational, not even just programs, expand educational programs by 10%. It is measurable. You can track the number of the new programs that were added, and I didn't put it on here, but you can even track the number of grant opportunities that are secured. I just caught that. I don't know why I didn't put that there. It is also achievable. 3 new grants and partnerships are tangible steps. It'll go for some work because grant opportunities are not guaranteed when you submit the grant. Speaking of grant, I don't know if you guys saw my status a couple of days ago, but I would recommend to apply for a Walmart Spark grant. Walmart Spark grant. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Walmart. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Walmart Spark Good. That's what it's called. For you nonprofit people, legitimate nonprofits with 501c3s, if you are not a legitimate nonprofit, meaning you don't have a 501c3, holler at your boy. But if you have a 501c3 nonprofit, apply for the Walmart Spark Good grant. I did say maybe I'll do a live on how to one day. I applied for it. I will be honest. The first 2 times I applied, I got denied, all within this year. The first 2 times I applied, I got denied. Your boy don't quit though. You can't tell me no. What you mean no? So I'm gonna try it again. So I tried it a third time, and I got approved. Now I asked for 1,500. They gave me 1,000. I was very happy. I was very satisfied because if we're being honest, I knew that they normally give between $500 and $1,000 anyway. I just was like, let's just go ahead and see what they're gonna do. And if they deny it, I'll just go in again and ask for just 1,000. So they can go ahead and approve it, because my faith be real high. Be like, I know they're gonna approve me eventually, and it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be real quick. It's not gonna take all day and all night either. And again, by God's grace, they did get me approved $1,000 for Excel Community Development. I would recommend that you go in and you apply for the Walmart or Walmarts in the area that you serve. So if you're a nonprofit, it serves an area with 4 or 5 Walmarts, you can apply for one grant for all of them. If not, and you just have one Walmart in your area, like in your city that you serve, just apply for that one. But that's it on that. So it is relevant because expanding programs directly supports the nonprofit's mission, and it is time bound because it has a 1 year deadline. So how to create your own SMART goals. If you've not been writing down, write this down. If you have been writing down, write this down as well. How to create your own SMART goals. Number 1, you're going to start with a broad goal or vision. What is the big picture? A lot of the times people like to tell us to narrow things, and while narrowing things is good and right in a certain time, in a certain area, in a certain, whatever, not here. You want to start with a broad goal or a broad vision. And then you want to break it down into the SMART components. You want to make it specific. You want to make it measurable. You want to make it achievable. You want to make it relevant, and you want to make it time bound. And then you want to write it down. That's what I mentioned earlier. You don't want to just have it in your mind. You want to write it down. And you want to track the progress. When you keep your goals visible, you're able to review them regularly, and that's going to help you stay motivated. So, tips, and I think we're going to be done after this. Tips for creating your own SMART goals. I misspelled that. That should be creating your own SMART goals. At least you know I wrote this myself. I typed this myself. But tips for creating your own SMART goals. So first you're going to start with a vision. Remember, we just talked about what is the big picture. So each of these, I'm going to give you a tip, an actionable advice, and an example. So first you're going to start with the vision. The tip from me to you is begin by defining the big picture vision for 2025. What better time than right now? What do you want to achieve, and why is it important? Here's the thing. If you know, of course, we know it's good to know what you want to achieve, because you can't achieve it if you don't know you want to achieve it unless you do it by accident. But why is it important will help you understand the why, which will keep you motivated, because in understanding the why, you'll be like, okay, I see the end goal. It's going to better my life. It's going to better my kids' life. It's going to better my community. It's going to better whoever, whatever, wherever, whyever. And because you know that, normally that's something that is in your heart, is something that is a passion of yours. And because you've identified it and you have said that it is such, you're going to be more motivated to do it. Okay? Achievable advice for me to you is think about where you see yourself or your business or nonprofit in a year. Where do you see yourself in 2025? Where do you see yourself December the 31st, 2025? Where do you see your business? Where do you see, you can break this down in every area. Where do you see your finances? Where do you see your marriage? Where do you see your ministry? Where do you see your friendships, your relationships? Where do you see your money, if I hadn't said that already? Where do you see whatever area, your health? Where do you see any of that at the end of 2025? Then break that vision down into smaller, actionable goals. So an example, if your vision is to have a more profitable business, break it down into SMART goals for revenue, break it down into SMART goals for customer acquisition, break it down into SMART goals for product launches. So even in that, you have categories that you will have your SMART goals in, right? Be honest and realistic. It's one thing to lie to people, but you know what's bad when you lie to yourself. And a lot of times we be lying to ourselves. It's important to be honest with yourself about what's realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure by setting goals that are too lofty, meaning too big or unrealistic, given your current resources. If you want a dramatic example is, it would be crazy for me to say, I want to get my doctorate by this time next year, and I haven't even gotten my master's degree yet. Like, what is that? Like, does that even make sense? So I can't lie to myself and be like, I can do it. I can do. You know, a lot of times I think people be lying. You know, you might be thinking people lying to you, but really and truly they lying to themselves so much that they believe in a lie, and they don't even know they lying to you. It's still a lie. A lie is a lie. But you know, don't lie to yourself. Don't be that person, guys. Like, be honest with yourself. The actionable advice is assess where you are right now and what you can reasonably achieve in the time that you have. An example, it is more achievable to aim at a 15% revenue increase in 6 months than aim for a 100% revenue increase in 6 months. So you want to start small and build momentum. Is that to say you can't get to 100? I know people who have doubled their money. Like, from 1 month to another, they doubled their money. I know people who set a goal for a year and they achieved it in a month. It's not to say that you are limited to these goals. It's to say that you're setting realistic goals with the expectation of superseding them. There's nothing wrong with superseding them, but you want to be realistic and set realistic goals. Because the thing is, if you aim too high into a realm of unrealistic, When you don't achieve it, you could have done something that is realistic, but because you didn't get up here where you wanted to be, which is so high up, you feel like you failed when you didn't really fail. So that's why you want to be honest and realistic. You also want to review regularly. I call these temperature checks. You always want to have temperature checks. You want to set a regular schedule to check in on your goals. Are you on track, or do you need to adjust anything? If you set a 6 month goal and 3 months in, you check. Let's say you set a 6 month goal and you don't check in until month 5, and you see, man, I'm off track by a lot. Wouldn't it have been better if you would have checked in every month? And that first month you could have seen, oh, looks like I'm deviating a little bit. Now I can course correct this so that by the time I get to 6 months, I'm doing better, but I'm going to check every month till I get to 6. You don't want to wait until it's too late to do your check ins. You want to do check ins, right? So you want to set monthly or quarterly check ins according to whatever your time frame is for your overall goal that will help you stay accountable and ensure that you stay aligned with your original vision. It's easy to get off track, but when you know your vision, your mission, and when you know your core values and your goal and you set them well, you won't get off track. Right. A lot of the times we can aim to do something and then you look up and because you had a good idea, you're so far off and it's like, how did I get here? I'm so far off from where I want it to be. This is why you need to write things down and do your check-ins to see, are my actions, hold those two things up, are my actions in alignment with my goals? For instance, if your goal is to increase social media engagement by 20% in 6 months, review your engagement metrics monthly to see if adjustments are needed. Okay, and you also want to use tools to stay organized. You want to use things like your calendars, goal trackers, project management apps. There are so many free apps, free software that help you manage and keep track of your goals and to stay organized so that you'll have something that is, that word again, a visible or a visual representative of, are you on the right track? So I give you some examples here of tools that you can use that are online. Some of them are free. Most of them have free, at least like a free option, freemium, they call it. Or just sometimes people like to use a paper planner, a paper calendar, a desk calendar, something to help you stay organized and manage and achieve your goals. So the example is, use a monthly planner to track your progress on personal or business goals so you don't forget them. If you're anything like me, I'll set a goal and be on top of the world for like a whole month and a half and be like, ooh, I got it. And then I look up and I forget all about it. It will be 6 months down the line of me doing nothing to reach that goal. And it's because I had the goal in my mind and I just forgot that I made it a goal and it's gone. It's over with. I've failed because I didn't do my due diligence in having something to stay on track. Celebrate small wins. This is one that I need to work on. Celebrate small wins. You don't want to wait until your goal is fully achieved to celebrate. You want to acknowledge small wins along the way to stay motivated. So if you say you want to lose 30 pounds, you want to celebrate that 5 pound loss. And then when you get to 15, you want to celebrate again. Don't celebrate with cake. Don't celebrate with cookies. Find another way to celebrate. And then when you reach that 30, then you can celebrate again. You want to do small celebrations for small wins because you want to make sure that you keep yourself motivated. My actionable advice: if you hit a milestone, reward yourself with a small treat or recognition. Sometimes it could just be a post on social media. Social media posts hold you accountable. Social media posts hold you accountable because now you're saying, I just told the world what the goal was and that I achieved this to reach the goal. Now if I don't achieve it, now if I start going astray, I got to remember, man, I told the world this. I don't want to be embarrassed. I need to stay on track. Also, another way that social media keeps you motivated and keeps you held accountable is that memories option, that like on this day last year, on this day 5 years ago, man, that makes me cringe sometimes. Like, ooh. But it keeps you accountable. It holds you accountable because you're saying, okay, I got it out there. I put it out there. I have to stay on track. You also want to stay flexible because what is a life that goes perfectly? It's a boring life. It's a life where we really don't even need God, if we're being honest, if it all goes perfectly. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and that is okay. You want to stay flexible and adjust your goals or timelines as needed. Sometimes you can be so close to reaching the goal. You can have a 6 month goal, and in month six, you're like, I'm almost there, but not quite. It's okay to say, we're going to push this to month seven. You didn't fail. You just had to make an arrangement, a rearrangement, a realignment. You had to be flexible. I couldn't get it in 6 months, but I can get it in 8. I'm on the right track. I'm almost there. I just need a little bit more time, and that's okay. If an unexpected challenge arises, don't get discouraged. Reevaluate your goals and make the necessary adjustments to stay on course. If you can't reach your revenue goal, um, due to external factors, focus on building, because life happens, right? Life happens. We can't control everything. We can sometimes control what goes on, especially internally, but we cannot always control the external things, and we can't always control internal either. But you want to focus on building a new marketing strategy and or extend the deadline. That's the example. Now, oh, this is old. Okay, congratulations. Congratulations. You made it. You made it. You made it. You made it. Celebrate. That is the end of this. That was a lot to go through. I don't know how long I've been. Oh, it tells me 46 minutes. I've been on here for 46 minutes. If you miss any part of this, I think it is worth watching from the beginning. Even if you watch it from the beginning all the way to the end, thank you for being here. But I think that you should watch it again. I think you should watch it again, and you should definitely, there's no way you should be watching this without a notebook, a notepad, an ink pen, a tablet, your phone, your iPad, your computer to take notes. And I won't, this group is not just for me to talk. This group is not just for me to discuss things with you. I want you to also talk back. So if you have goals that you want to share, you can make a status in the group. We can hold each other accountable. If you want to share your victories, that is a big thing that I want y'all to start doing. And I'm going to start telling people, like, individually, hey, you need to share this. As a matter of fact, I told somebody last week to share something. I think they were out of town and they forgot. I need to remind them. But if you have victories, if you have successes or things that work for you, pieces of advice you want to give, expertise you want to give, or you just don't even know what you want to say, but you just want to say, hey, let's be more interactive. You don't have to wait on me. Don't come live now, okay? If I see that you on here in this group live, I'm probably going to kick you out. Let's just be honest. Unless we talked about it before. Speaking of talking about it before, Almeda Johnson, I don't know if she's on here. I don't know if she dropped in or not, but Almeda Johnson, I talked to her, and she's going to go live Wednesday. So tomorrow we're supposed to do Text Tip Tuesday, of course. Friday, of course, is Fix It Friday. Text Tip Tuesday is with April. Fix It Friday is with Monica, the social media fixer. But Almeda is going to be here Wednesday because she has been practicing something that I just love. Each year she gets a word, and normally she goes to God for a word for the year. And that is her word that she focuses on, and that word has a scripture attached to it. And when I say a word, like literally like a word, one word, and she aligns it with the scripture, and that is her focus for the year. So I'm gonna have her. I was about to go into detail. Wouldn't that be done with me? I'm gonna have her to come in here. She's supposed to go live on Wednesday because I said, what better time to go live? This live, I think, is very perfectly timed because we're going into the new year with new goals, new year, new me. You know, people love to say it. It's high time that we really did do some new stuff and get some new victories in the year. So I think this live was very well timed. Her live for Wednesday is perfectly timed so that we can get our word for the year. She's not going to give it to you, She's just going to tell you her experience with it. Again, this is not like no prophetic word, guys. It's just a word, like one word. And I'm excited for her to talk about it because I'm excited to learn more about it myself, although she's told me a billion times. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a whole lot more out of that than I am based on our conversations. I'm very excited about it. She will be live. I don't know what time Wednesday, but she said she would, and I'll be believing her. She's very prompt. She ain't like me. She do what she's supposed to do. It'd be me that be failing. So I think that this system worked very well. I'm very excited to see what else we can do with it, where you can see my my little picture down here, and I could have even made myself bigger. Look at that, guys. Isn't that neat? Okay, well, we're not going to be here to talk about that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the live. Thank you for watching the replay. And if you were on YouTube, I did have the QR code to the Facebook group up there. If you are watching on your TV, you are able to scan it and be able to join the Facebook group. There it is. Had to move myself out of the way. You can scan it now and join the party over here on the F and the B. I'm done talking. I never know how to land the plane, which is why I'm still talking. So I'm just going to hit the end live video button. Thank you for watching.